A very warm welcome to you. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this Women's edition of the program. International Women's Day is celebrated globally on March 8th. It's a day set aside to celebrate women's contribution to society. The theme this year, Inspire Inclusion, is a call on everyone, everywhere, to value women's inclusion in all endeavor to forge a better world. In line with the global celebration, we will be celebrating women in the insurance industry who have broken barriers and stereotypes to earn their place at the table. Just as we promised last week, today we move to Consolidated Hallmark Group, the parent company of Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC, Hallmark HMO, CHI Microinsurance, and much more. Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC is another company that's at the forefront of gender equality. This is evident in the group structure. Today, we speak to the Managing Director, Mrs. Mary Adeyoju, and Mrs. Olagato Adego, Managing Director, Hallmark HMO. These Amazons speak to us on what it takes to rise at the corporate ladder and how they are leading others to inspire inclusion. Let's take a listen to what they have to say.
Every woman, you have to go above board. You need to be able to prove that you can do much more than the men can do. Mind you, the business world, people have this belief that there are some things that women may not be able to handle. They have this belief that there are some businesses that women cannot crack. So you need to be able to prove, that all of those things can be put in check by you as a woman. So those are some of the things that, challenges that we needed to deal with.
I don't want to call you to be a man. I'm fine with being a woman, with my hormones, with my emotions, with my anger that I can shout and express myself. But I also have a contribution to make to my society, being a woman. Allow me, don't stifle me because I am a woman. Give me the opportunity to prove that I can do it. In fact, I'll take it in a good faith. If you say, sorry, you didn't qualify or you didn't meet up because of this and this. But not that, you're a woman. That is completely out of it.
What more can I say to you than to urge you to relax and listen and enjoy the lineup because it will be worth your while. So stay with us.
International Women's Day is celebrated across the world on March 8th. It is a day set aside by the United Nations to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day is also used to draw attention to issues of gender equality. The campaign theme this year, Inspire Inclusion, is an call on everyone, everywhere, to inspire others to understand and value women's inclusion in all endeavor to forge a better world. True inclusion and belonging requires equitable action. Equity means creating an inclusive boardroom opportunities, equal workplace, and even media coverage for women. Women in the insurance industry have had to push globally to be heard, given the male dominance of the business of insurance. In the Nigerian insurance industry, some women have risen above bias, and stereotypes to earn their space at the table of men. Today, we present the leading ladies of Consolidated Hallmark Insurance PLC. These women took the bold steps and challenged the status quo. Today, they are a beacon of hope for younger professionals.
The journey to the C-suite, it's tough for women. But it's not only in the insurance industry. It's tough for women across all the sector. And basically, I would say what has helped me as an individual is first and foremost God. Because you cannot take away the God factor. But for me, and so many women out there, I think is a measure of serious hard work, the dedication to details, eyes on the ball, being focused on the goal, and working hard at all times to, exceed expectation. Because for a woman, you need to work or give more than the best for you to be recognized. Same kind of challenges that almost every woman out there would have. I just mentioned earlier that for every woman you have to go above board. You need to be able to prove that you can do much more than the men can do. Mind you, the business world, people have this belief that there are some things that women may not be able to handle. They have this belief that there are some businesses that women cannot crack. So you need to be able to prove, that all of those things can be put in check by you as a woman. So those are some of the things that, challenges that we needed to deal with. But for me, critically is ensuring at all times that your performance is above board. For me, I think it's very, very important. And that's the only way we'll be able to cross this hurdle. Okay, as such, as an organization, we are very, very inclusive. Gender balance is an integral part of what we uphold, part of our values in CHI. And you will see that play out, even across the globe. We're very particular about training, retraining for women and even others. Okay, we ensure that women are sent on trainings that will help their inclusivity. Okay, we send them for gender training that will help them to give them that top of mind, of what they need to be able to operate in this space. We're very, very, very particular and intentional about, this kind of trainings for women, and we did that for women across board. And as an organization, I'd like to say that, even a lot of people know that across board. You look at our HM, our HMO, the average CEO, the into finance is a lady. Our head of strategy is a lady. Our head of data is a lady. So when you talk about gender balance and all that, that's not particular to a company like CHI. We have done well, especially for the fact that these women have been able to prove themselves, and the organization is also willing to support the cause of women. We're very, very intentional about it. So there's no form of bias here. Basically, in terms of support, we do that through mentorship. We've tried as much as possible to mentor the young ones. I'm a product of mentorship. People have mentored me within and outside the industry. I have mentors in the insurance industry. I have mentors outside, largely female and some male, and all that. And we're trying to provide, same mentorship to the young and upcoming women that we have within the organization. So that's where we can help them to grow and aspire to also get to the C-suite like we are to get to the Orioles colors. Building infrastructure as an organization has been an integral part of what we do. We are very friendly with the female gender in CHR. We may not have a crutch, somewhere where nursing mothers will go kiss their babies, and that is as a result of the fact that you can see where we are is still a bit small for us, but it's part of a long-term plan. However, the company is very deliberate about our work policies, and in that light, we have gone all out to implement our hybrid workload, so we have the work at home 2 days in a week, and that helps or has helped, a lot of mothers, to be able to handle a lot of other issues, in the home front and all that. Well, I think the first hindrance for any person is the individual himself or herself. But major hindrance for me is the fact that people just still believe that women don't have the ability to do some things. Okay, that's what the other folk believe. Okay, so it's a major hindrance. I also think that most organizations also don't go out of their way to train, for organizations not like CHI, to train the female folks the way they will train the male, because they believe that the man has capacity to deal with. Okay, so it's also a major hindrance. Another major hindrance is that a lot of other organizations also feel that let's take more of the men, because we believe that they have what it takes to do what the women cannot do. So ultimately, all of this impacts, and all of that. So I think if all of those issues are also addressed, and another major hindrance also is that in the workspace, women need to be sure that they are also safe, that the workplace is safe and free of every form of abuse. It's critical, So these are some of the hindrances that we see.
Yes, the journey has been, I mean, for a lot of women, it's a lot of stress. And it's basically because of the other interests that they need to pull together. A woman is a mother, is a wife, is a sister, is a daughter. And all of this comes with responsibilities. So it requires a lot of focus for you to stay on the path of your career. I have a lot of colleagues who have said, look, I can't cope. And because of that, they have to let go. So it's about being dogged and being focused on what you want to achieve. You want to get to the peak of your career. So you will have to pay the extra price. Burn the midnight oil, even if you have to. When you have ranked for an exam, when you are pushing a report out, you just have to do what you have to do. So you must have the support of your family. You must be able to put all things in place so that there's none of the balls that's trouble. It was purely work-life balance. I got married at the age of 24, and I started working at the age of 25. So my first pregnancy was during my first career, my first job. So, and the normal things that happen to a woman, the body is reacting to a pregnancy, but you have to keep up with the demands of the job. So that even helped me, in spite of the vomiting, in spite of the feeling weak and all that, sure. The more of the show up, the more strength you get, and you're able to push away all the negative vibes around you, and then you start building up your career. So balancing family responsibilities and work. But I can tell you that I was able to balance both and not suffered on either side. It's a deliberate thing, it's not something that you just wake up and you scroll, oh, we have a lot of women. No, it's deliberate. So at the point of interviews, you sift out the best, that are women. Doesn't mean that we allow women to come in just because they are women, but we look for the best. And you find out that the more encouragement, the more support you give to women, they're able to stay on and build their career. In Hallmark HMO, we have a large population of women, and they keep blazing the trail. They keep doing their best to be the best, because seeing me here as their MD encourages them. You find out that some of them will come to you and say, oh, and madam, I like the way you responded to this, and then they come to you for advice on their own career, on how to balance their own demands. When you discover that one or two of them are pulling down because of health challenges, because of pressures, you encourage them to hold on and to show up for whatever it is required of them, knowing that whatever challenges they are facing is just for a while. And that always happens. People will rise above the challenges, so you move up and keep on train up, with your job responsibilities. So the home front always portrays a challenge. And it's not only people that have the support of their family members, but irrespective of that, you look at your own peculiar situation and you rise up to the demands of it. So there are some women that have had to take on househelps. Some have had to rely on their own family for support, at one time or the other. But the most important thing is that you know your own peculiar challenge and you meet up with the demands of it. Oh, a husband is not that supportive, then use more of persuasion, use more of encouragement, and show that you know why you are doing what you are doing. In terms of infrastructure, we are all in Nigeria, so really what we are all trying to do is to move away from the brick and mortar, to embrace work-life balance, hybrid work, so we provide laptops to work from home. We enable them with the internet so that they can work anywhere they are. And when we are an HMO, so meaning that we have healthcare services provided for our staff. And when there's a need for them to juggle things together, we are open to it. We are flexible. We don't have a creche in the office, but we encourage women that are breastfeeding, nursing mothers, to look for a creche near them so that they can, be in and out. That worked for me, growing when I had my own kids. The creche was not far from where I work. So you find me going in and out just to go and see how my baby is doing. So whatever needs or adjustments that we need to make to accommodate you, you must come forward to say, this is my peculiar challenge, this is what I need, this is what I need. And for women, the challenges they always have is around raising children, coping with health challenges, financial pressures and all that. The company always supports as much as possible. You may need a loan, to meet a particular need. You may need to buy something to help with the family, to support the family. We're here to support you. But what we want in return is that don't take it for granted. You respond appropriately as an employee of the organization. Rise up to the expectations of your job on the day-to-day basis. Otherwise, the man would think that we are being unfair to them. So is it because she's a woman? That's why she's getting everything. So we just try to put a balance in place, but ensure that the structure provides for the needs of everybody as much as possible. A lot of things. The women themselves is one. The fact that you don't believe in yourself. When you sit down with the other women and say, you're trying, you do this, you do that. How do you cope? What is it? It's about, where is your heart? What do you think, you have a calling for? Pursue it, run with it. Because you and I, you don't even know how much time you have anyway. But whatever you've been, given as an opportunity, whether it's in your work, whether it's your business, or whether it's your home, because some women are not working, but they are actually contributing in one way or the other to the society. So wherever you find yourself, do what you need to do. Be diligent about it. Another problem that we have is that we don't have enough advocacy for women. So you have some environments where girls go to school. Once they finish primary school, they marry them off. They don't even have a say in it. And some of them are brilliant. Some of them will do very well in science, engineering, and all that, because God has given them that inherent skill. But the environment they find themselves does not support it. So advocacy is a major problem that we have, especially on this side of the world. It's a major need that women and girls are lacking in education. And not because they don't have the ability, but because our environment stifles it. Now, leadership, political and all that, women are not well represented. There is no way a man can understand what I'm going through, as much as a woman been there. And whether we like it or not, women have this ability to multitask, to do different things at the same time. When a man is listening to you, he's only hearing one thing. But a woman is listening, is hearing, is also observing what is happening in our environment. And that skill is something that our political workforce should embrace and help to harness, so that the populace of Nigeria can take the benefit of women being in leadership positions. How many women are in the House of Assembly? How many are in the Senate? So if you look at the number, and up till today, they are still fighting about gender equality bill. It's always been trashed. It's like, don't talk about that. And then family is another problem that women have. A lot of women start well in their career, will have to drop off because of the pressure from the family. So it's a whole circle being the woman herself in the center of it, the society, the family, even our religious institutions too.
That's the time on the program this week. Join us again for a fresh package next week. Don't forget to visit our website for more exciting news, events, and more on our YouTube channel, Alan Finance TV. Connect with us on all our social media platforms. Our flagship radio program, Waiting Insurance They Do Safe, is launched every Wednesday by 9:45 a.m. on Niger FM 102.7. Tune in and have fun with us. My name is Susan Obiako. Until next time, let's find a better world for women and girls. Let's inspire inclusion. Are you in?